Hello ladies and gents, it's Hagbard Celine here on another beautiful afternoon, and today we're going to continue to document the rise of this new Afrocentric religion. As I showed in the last one, there is a trending belief that hurricanes are caused by the undried bones of African slaves thrown off of slave ships. Today we travel across the waters to the UK, where a Black Lives Matter album is being released, on which Jahazil, a man who was once known for writing Christian rap songs, has denounced his Christian faith, and instead now worships Amun-Ra. Of course, he has no idea about the history of this Egyptian religion. He just likes it because he thinks Amun, as in amen, is related to his original faith, and that he's been lied to by the white man. And as linguistics is one of my passions, I could not let this stand. This is an islander who has now traveled to the UK and says, I'm not joking, that the youth having guns is fine, they should just be shooting at the authorities and, I presume, the white man. Before beginning, I would like to give a shout out to a one Cognitive Thoughts, because he originally did a video on this, and as I am subscribed to him, he's the one that's passed it up to me. Please, let's all sit back, relax, and enjoy as I unpack some of the verbiage used in this, as I know not everyone is culturally fluent. Before allowing the actual music video to start, let's take a look at this cover real fast. First and foremost, this is given as a Volume 1, which to me implies that they believe that they're going to make multiple volumes of this. That doesn't surprise me, as Black Lives Matter is essentially a cash cow at this point. But what drew my eye and pretty much revealed his original geographic location, or at least the grouping of people by which he is raised by, we have Stop Killing the Mendem. Now, literally, the Mendem is an island slang that means the Mendem over there. It's the people that you consider your friends. It's your homies. And by this notion, he's implying somehow that being black in the UK and being black in America are even relatable. I would posit they are probably not. Furthermore, the use of that word implies something of a global unity, and it is probably used as another slang to imply this whole international Afrocentrism thing that's occurring. Now, there's a bit of a bizarre double meaning going on with the name Got Kush, because Kush, while now a slang for marijuana, and specifically strong strains of marijuana, Kush is a region in Africa that they claim that all of their spiritual beliefs come from. Essentially speaking, these people, everything they do is associated back to this newfound religion that they have. It's the passion of a convert. Here he uses hieroglyphs, which I imagine he doesn't understand, to spell out the name of a combination god, which he doesn't understand, and his Christian name. And we have the insertion of a third religion, some good old Rastafarianism. Sure, they're harmless potheads, but don't look too deeply into their actual beliefs.
No God when you see me. Dedicated to the sun. That's the S-U-N.
Get used to this kind of basic level wordplay. What he's saying here is, again, it's the deception that sun, S-U-N, was replaced with son, S-O-N, in the form of Jesus to deceive black people. I'm not joking.
Known to walk on water, die and rise again. The sustainer of human life, yeah?
Well, it sounds like someone's either been watching Zeitgeist or been reading D.M. Murdoch's The Greatest Story Ever Sold. That seems to be the origin of all of this, which, by the way, is linked to current linguistic usage and a distinct lack of understanding of comparative religion. However, I will absorb even all that in favor of saying, certainly, fine, Jesus is a metaphor for sun worship, which essentially every ancient peoples throughout history has done. Discuss.
Most powerful thing you ever seen with your two eyes. Hail up the sun. Hail Hail up nature, hail up our men. Hail up the ancestors who taught us nature, using the nature.
FYI, what he's saying there is hail up, which essentially in the Caribbean passes for what's up or hello. Yes, that's how ingrained Rastafarianism and essentially spirituality are. It's for sure nothing like having to greet people with a assalamu alaikum or anything, is it?
You get me? Yeah. Alright, listen.
Oh, I'm listening. I just get the distinct impression that's not what you want me to do.
If the mind is a weapon, I'm strapped with a tool.
Hopefully your tool came with a lifetime warranty, because it's fucked up.
Anchor's my jewel, tank full of fuel, sack full of balls, so I ain't going back with it all. True history, the facts on the wall, it's a rap when I talk, power in my tongue.
Aside from the line, the onk is my jewel, I'm gonna chalk the rest of this up to typical rappers just building themselves up at the beginning of their songs.
Solar power that I brung, most powerfulest one. Amen, get power from the sun like how, from a gun, this man won't bow and never run.
Yes, this gentleman just proclaimed to be solar powered and have the potential to use the sun's energy as a weapon, even if just cognitively.
I feel stand proud, cause my mom never raised no coward as a son.
No, she raised an idiot that went from gospel rapper to woke-tard.
Ready for the war. Many these days say they need change, so I got a penny for your thoughts. I'm reclaiming symbols stole from us, then retold to us by Freemasons.
You see, the Bible is conquered history resold to the black man by Freemasons, and of course by Freemasons he means white secret societies.
Why would I trust their book that keeps changing when I got the hieroglyphs that predates them?
Or you could just go back to the source language and source material for the Bible. Oh, wait, no, you're never gonna do that any more than you actually read hieroglyphs. Never mind. You're just talking shit.
But they don't want to see the black rising. They want to see the blacks fighting, backbiting.
Always good to insert an amorphic they.
I was in the church baptizing. When I went back to black writings, they said I'm backsliding. They want to see me in the back hiding. Bad timing, my brother, I'm back rhyming.
Basically, this is his economic and social response to having been called a coon one too many times for writing gospel rap, because many of the black writers he knew would call him out on this because, well, Christianity was used to enslave the black man. So built on that original mythos, we now have this.
Fire upon them deceiving lies. I are one till it's legalized, and I'm done accepting this Jesus guy while my ancestors get demonized.
Okay, aside from the I'm done accepting this Jesus guy, what the fuck are you talking about? Your ancestors being demonized. FYI, you're currently demonizing ancestors of some white people, so consider.
Nah, my vision's been redefined. Escape religion, that means to bind.
You haven't been freed from anything. Continuing the metaphor, all that you've done is slide from iron chains to gold chains to a beaded chain. You're just moving backwards.
Try, no, they ain't telling you the truth. Man, have to go back to Kemet for the proof.
I know that you're talking about a time period and Kemet historically, but I'd be perfectly happy if you wanted to go back to Kemet geographically. Be gone.
Instead of looking to the sky, start looking inside, cause that divine energy's you.
There's some nice pick-me-up feel-good from our Afrocentric rap, thank you. The power is in you.
You're superhuman, with power to produce a human.
Mind you, he's not saying human, he's saying human, H-U-E, as in a man with color, which these people believe is the origin of the word human, because they are linguistically retarded. At least, that's one way they're retarded.
Ain't no one even came from a damn man's rib. Any man that lives came through the womb, man.
Friend, your etymology on womb man falls apart with the plural form, women. You see.
There's no other greater than the great mother nature.
Okay, but how does that fit in with your new beliefs?
As above, so it is below.
Okay, but you just said Mother Nature was the creator and now you're quoting mysticism. You realize that? You realize as above, so below is Hermetic mysticism, right? Yes, we're gonna go ahead and cut out the repeated mispronunciations of Amun-Ra that you call a chorus. by no means is repeating one phrase over and over again a chorus, friend.
Committing truths, I hold them in my heart.
Committing truths, beholding them in my heart.
Lies from the Jews, I'll be blowing them apart. Lies from the Jews, I'll be blowing them apart.
You are saying that the Juden is using his ancient book to hold the superior black people down.
So why would I hold on to Moses' commands when I know they were stolen from my ark?
The commands of Moses were stolen from the Ark of the Covenant. I'm just gonna leave this short video here.
The prophet Moses was adopted by Pharaoh, and according to historic records was raised as an administrator because of his superior moral values, intelligence, and abilities. One of the phases in leadership training in ancient Egypt was the teaching of all the secrets of Egypt and the knowledge of energy. In addition to its other properties, there are also various references to the Ark of the Covenant serving as a capacitor, and that this was the source of Egypt's energy. The prophet Moses is known to have taken the Ark of the Covenant with him when he fled Egypt. According to historic references, one of the reasons why Pharaoh chased the prophet Moses right up to the last moment and strove to catch him at whatever price was the Ark of the Covenant, because Pharaoh was aware that all the glory and magnificence of Egypt would be lost without electricity.
Go check the artifacts, hieroglyphs, we scripted the art with facts. To show who the Africans were versus who the savages were, who the dons in the palaces were versus the ones who were sat in the dirt, who the ones with the power on earth and who the ones that the sun will devour and burn.
Mind you, all the negatives in that applied strictly to white people. That was the point. What he's saying is white people. And we was kings. Essentially, this is the we was kings portion of events. However, on that last note, I would just like to point something out. That's factually inaccurate. People with dark skin can indeed become sunburned, and that sunburn is painful, and it does increase the likelihood of skin cancer. Although you continuing to perpetuate this myth is wonderful. Please, spend all the time you'd like in the sun and never get checked for skin cancer. You for sure won't die.
Who the hunters and gatherers were and who the cannibals were, who the ones with the phalluses were and who the ones that prefer fucking animals were.
A, yes, dear readers, that was a literal mud dick. Yeah. And B, we can all find things, friend.
And he said, no, the neighbor behind you, they oversaw the 19-year-old male having sex with your female dogs. I said, having sex with my female dogs. I mean, I'm thinking, no, they must got it wrong.
Lafayette didn't believe them until they showed her the video her neighbors recorded.
And it showed him on his knees inside the kennel with my dog. And he was on his knees like he was a dog.
Police arrested 19-year-old Bernard Archer. Lafayette says Archer was supposed to be cleaning out her dog's kennels and doing other work around her home because she paid for him to enter a program to get his GED.
And I must learn that they won't return our property. Left church, it's time to burn their philosophy. While we earn inequality, we ain't equal. Please accept my words of apology.
I agree, but you don't want to talk about IQ curves, do you?
For any bars that I dropped in the past, I said I wouldn't cock it and blast. Things change. They shot Dr. Martin. If cops want to start, I ain't just gonna march.
Now, after a 1.5-minute racist diatribe, he begins to threaten violence.
For liberation, I'm not gonna ask. Won't turn the other cheek less I'm washing my ass. See, the problem ain't that the youth them are strapped and they ain't afraid to go blast it. But the problem is mainly the fact that they're aiming them at the wrong fucking target.
You see, he's completely fine with the youth having guns. Just stop shooting each other. Shoot Whitey and the cops.
Time for straight aim in the crosshair. Life sign, carry my ank, there's no crosshair.
Yes, we get it. You're starting a racial pride religion. We understand. And we're watching.
Before we were kind to the man, now I'm drawing a line in the sand, no crosshair.
Or what?
Yeah, I got white mates, not a white hater.
He admits to having white mix because he knows people are going to come in and be like, what are you talking about? Genetically, you're at least 40% white. But instead, he just like to point out, I'm not a white hater. Sir, you are.
But I'm black like the print on the newspaper. Black to my soul, black like the black holes in the universe that gave birth to this globe.
Yes, like Brother Polite, he believes that his melanin content is derived from the inky blackness of the void. I'm not joking.
I swear I'm a king.
Well, for anybody playing bingo, that is an official ma dick and an official we was kings.
Melanin means more than superior skin.
I hope that when, inevitably, you're shot or stabbed in the UK underground scene, that the predominantly white paramedics and police ignore you, and leave you to be saved by your black magic, you fucking bigot. Now, inevitably, for the final 1 minute, he says absolutely nothing but a repetition of Amun-Ra, while these beautiful black queens and kangs chimp around. Because that's all you're doing. You did no research, you have no intellectual basis for this, you're just a black person. And as a black person, you feel like you're special. And this is getting old. You recognize that, right? You being allowed to be a racial segregationist and a racial supremacist is becoming very tiresome for the population surrounding you. Many of us have the feeling that we'd be more than happy to take money from our personal accounts to pay for plane tickets to send your ass back to Africa, if only with the guarantee that you'll never come back. And as you idiots formulate your own racist hate groups, I get to sit back and quietly watch other supremacy movements pop up around me. Thank you so very much for this reactionary bullshit. As it is, I'm done today. I pretty much burned out my rage circuits listening to this man. It's essentially if the Black KKK wrote a song. To think, I chose this because I thought it was funny. I will admit that the funny thing about this is that it's not even underground or hidden. It doesn't get shamed. It's right out in the open. It's blatant. And everyone just seems fine with that. I hope you guys have gotten something out of me plumbing the depths here. I'll be back on Thursday with a brand new video. Thanks for being here and getting through it with me. Stay safe, good luck, and goodbye.